My final take is that I believe everybody deserves a chance, and as initiators of support programs or whatever, we must make sure that we design or develop things from the perspectives of the people who really need, and not from the perspective of those who are providing the funding. And we must tailor things as much as possible to make sure that it embraces all segments of society.
Let's be intentional. I mean, my take on this is that intentionality is key for inclusivity. You know, we need to make sure that everyone is included, everyone's voice is heard. And for that to happen, we have to be intentional. Because if you are not intentional, you, for some reason, even if it's not deliberate, overlook certain things. So you have to really be more intentional at it.
My final words would be to say that it is possible. Sometimes when we look at the challenges that we're faced with and the lack of inclusion, it's easy to begin to think that we're never going to get there. But we've made so much progress. I look at the fact that we're working now with enterprise support organizations on improving their quality. And all of them are looking at inclusion because the tool they chose to use had inclusion as one of its metrics. And so they are looking at how to make their spaces accessible, how to work with women in their communities. And I look at some of the programs we do, like Deal Source, which Justina leads, and the fact that more women have raised money on Deal Source than men. And I think the fact that a woman leads it creates a safe space for conversations about money. And so it is possible. We're making baby steps, and there are success stories all around the table and all around Ghana and all around the world. And we should just keep going at it so that we can be inspired to be more inclusive.
So my final thoughts are really around being intentional as well. In terms of the funding conversation, Africa is a big part of the global conversation, right? So we need to be intentional about funding African projects, African leaders, African initiatives that are designed by Africans. And I think that's something that we should really take forward in terms of conversations on panels and international conversations.
So my last words are, the opportunities are there, the resources are there, the channels are there. If you don't find them, please don't give up. Speak up, talk to the next person, find the right network, and you will find what you are looking for. Just don't give up. Thank you.
So I'm Tanisha again, the Executive Director of the Ladies Entrepreneurship Club, and what I would like to say is that I think my biggest takeaway from this, and what I think yours should be, is that it's all about the community and the ecosystems. Let's be honest with ourselves as women. It's International Women's Month, that's why we're here. The truth is, we just too often don't have the same ecosystem as our male counterparts. If we think about starting a shop, we don't have friends who have friends that have started shops, who've done this, who know how to fill the form, who have a friend at the bank. So we have to be more intentional in courting those friends and courting those systems and joining those communities, engaging in those spaces. And as you've heard, things like how many angel investment networks exist, opportunities for deal sourcing, opportunities for capacity building. We have to intentionally build those relationships so that as a group we can evolve into the same spaces that men are in ways that we are not attempting to compete with them, but that we can actually understand their perspectives in the dialogue and still stand strong on what ours are and be able to win in the same space. So that's really my biggest takeaway from this, and I hope that you do go out and start engaging in more discussions such as this and really building and joining more ecosystems.